Congratulations, Finkley, for your win as the South Carolina Black Pages 20 under 40.
And just want to say I love you and I appreciate everything you do.
A picture is worth 1,000 words.
We're looking into the lives of photographers, and we have ARBATES, Kedrick Johnson, Trell Martin, and Nelson Sanchez.
And a one-man show, this is not easy, and I want people to respect the craft.
All coming up next on the Michael Finkley Show.
Howdy, welcome to the Michael Finkley Show. I'm Michael Finkley. Today is Friday, October 23rd, 2020. We've made it till Friday. Y'all take advantage of the weekend and just relax. Okay, lots happening, lots going on. Still trying to adapt to various things in life, so let's just relax. It's time. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel at Michael Finkley Show and ring that bell for notification. We'll send you an email saying, hey, new content is uploaded. Thank you so much to all of our viewers, our future viewers, our subscribers, our future subscribers. Again, we are the Michael Finkley Show. We're here to inform, educate, and inspire you. And we're bringing you shows that you need to hear and that you want to hear as well. Thank you so much for all the support. Y'all, I tell you, I'm going to take advantage of the weekend. This week, it just seems like I've been doing tasks and things just tired. I don't know if I'm going to bed late or I'm still trying to adapt to my new environment. I don't know. I know I was going to rest. How about that? I'm going to take a lot of rest. I'm excited. I'm excited of some rest. So on to today's show. Now, I have seen photographers. I have had professional photo shoots and headshots and all this kind of good stuff. And I always wondered to myself, how easy is this job? How hard is this job? You know, how did you get started with this job? So if you're having those same questions, today is the show for you. We're talking to 4 photographers in their own right. We're talking with Kedrick Johnson, Trell Martin, Nelson Sanchez, and ARBATES. They have been in the profession for many years, and I'm telling you, they're telling their journeys here on today's show. So more to come. Don't you go away. We'll be right back.
Next, our photographers talk about their profession of photography. We'll be right back. On the next Michael Finkley Monday, we chat with Terrence Seegers of Seegers Promotional Products, a Black-owned promotional products company. Don't you dare miss the next Michael Finkley.
Looking for a mentoring program for your young male between the age of 6 and 18 in Columbia, South Carolina? Well, look no further. Big Homie, Little Homie Mentoring Program is the program for you.
Under the leadership of Mr. Jamal Stroud, Big Homie Little Homie is a 501c3 nonprofit organization that caters and mentors at-risk youth that come from single-parent homes. The organization caters to young males between the ages of 6 and 18 within the greater Columbia area. The organization is devoted to shaping and molding their life into great men of society. Big Homie Little Homie organizes male gatherings, discussions, and even educational assistance devoted to guiding and leading them into a positive light. Making a positive attitude will help in transforming their life regardless of what is experienced in life. For more information on Big Homie Little Homie Mentoring Program, visit our social media outlets, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Welcome back to the Michael Finkley Show. Now today, as you see, we are looking into the lives of photographers in the profession of photography. And we have 4 experts here with us today. And I tell you, between them, they have been doing this for many, many years. But I'm going to allow them to introduce themselves to you. So we're going to start with Trell. Trell, tell us who you are and the name of your business and where you're located.
Hello, thank you again, Mr. Finkley, for having me on. My name is Trell Martin. My studio is Full Effect Design and Images. It's located in West Columbia, South Carolina. If you're ever in the neighborhood, stop by. If not, call me. We can meet and we can get you here. But thank you again for having me on.
Oh, you're very welcome, Albert.
Hey. All right. Thank you, Mr. Finkley, for having me on, man. This is my first interview. So, it's pretty cool. But I recently finally jumped over that hurdle and, solidified that LLC, but I also I got my studio, versus doing it outside and doing it in the house. I finally was able to secure a studio recently. So that studio is located 6615 Two Notch Road, 29223. That's Suite 5B.
All
And
right,
so,
man.
yeah. So I'm excited about that. It's still bare, you know what I mean? But I'm gonna make the transition, get some things in there, and feel free to reach out to me, man. ARBATES Photography. I'm on Facebook. You can find me.
All right. Congratulations.
I appreciate it.
Nelson.
Finkley, thank you for having me. Gentlemen, good evening. My
Good
name
evening.
is Nelson Sanchez. I am a photographer based out of the New York, New Jersey area. The expertise I always love to say is wedding photography. My company is called Us to You Digital. The 2 in there stands for me and my best friend who is co-owner, and he does videography. So we like to always tell people the peace of mind. Our social media is at Us to You Digital Studios. Our hashtag, because you got to have a hashtag now, is Let Us Do It. So anytime you ever hear Let Us Do It, that's us. But once again, thanks for having me today.
Yes, sir. Definitely. Kedrick.
What's going on, man? What's up? What's up? This is Kedrick Johnson, Star 5 Photography. And there's a little correction. You got 3 experts. I'm just a guy with a camera.
Yes, sir.
I'm located out of Manning, South Carolina. I'm an all-around photographer. I love to do weddings the most because that's where the big money is at. But I do have a studio now. I actually had a studio before, but I really didn't like the space, so I actually just put me a big shed up in the backyard, and got my backdrops in there and stuff, and it's rolling now, so I'm making some money out of it. So that's it. And my social media is Star 5 Photo. That's pretty much on every platform. If you look up Star 5 Photo, you'll find me. Star 5, not 5 star. Star 5.
Star 5. Okay, that's straight. All right. Thank you again, gentlemen, for being on. I've been excited to chat with you since you all agreed to do this. So I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Just looking more into this awesome profession. So Trell, how did you get started in this profession? What made this light bulb go off saying that photography was it for me?
Well, actually, I got started in graphic design over 13 years ago.
Sound like
And
me.
photography was something that I never really wanted to do. But I had a friend, he does photography, and he was like, hey, just let's try it out together. So tried it. Of course, you go to your family events, everybody see you with a camera, they want you to take pictures. And then and then after that, I like, well, I could make a couple of dollars doing it. So one thing I noticed around the area was that a lot of photographers don't do graphic designing. So I was like, well, I could put different things behind it. Do this, I can do that. But I kind of graduated from that. I didn't really like it. I wanted to go more to the corporate side of things. So in January, I told my wife, I was like, hey, I'm gonna quit my job this year. She was like, don't do it. Of course, all of y'all know how that go. But so I got a studio, which I think that was around March. I was like, I'm outgrowing this studio. Like it just happened so fast. It was faster than I ever thought it would be. So in June, I upgraded I went from a 400 square feet studio to 1,800 square foot studio.
Nice.
And,
Nice. That's nice.
It seemed that I can't get outside to do photo shoots. I'm always stuck in the studio. But what I have been doing the last month, I have been elevating to just being on the business side of it, because within the next year and a half, I want to have multiple studios. I do all photography classes now, graphic design classes also. And for this particular studio right now, I have an office manager that runs it. I still do photo sessions, so I still be here, but I'm trying to be out more networking, getting contracts with different organizations, things on that nature, which at the moment I have one big one that I'm working on, and I think I'm leading the forefront on it. So that's basically where I'm at and how I got started in a nutshell. And it was just, obviously it was not something I really didn't want to do at first. It just something I started doing. I loved it. I love it now. I like doing it. and I'm gonna continue to do it.
Gotcha. I love it. Now, Nelson, we met a few months ago via social
sir.
media, and I tell you, you have a huge, huge heart for education. But once I found out you were also a photographer, I'm like, I got to have this man on for a second time. So, how did it all start for you? Yes, sir.
It all started with my best friend. One day, since we work in the school system, we were like, listen, there's just more to life than just helping kids. What if we could just show love?
Mm-hmm.
And we had the hobby in us, shooting for years, just like Trell said, going to family functions, having cameras, and then we were like, yo, what's the best way and something that doesn't go extinct? And we were like, love. Let's capture weddings. I mean, listen, we know how to talk to people. We have fun conversing, so let's just give it a shot. And we were blessed that 3 close, I guess you could say, acquaintances were having destination weddings.
Mm-hmm.
So our first 3 weddings were actually 2 Dominican Republic weddings and 1 wedding in Jamaica. And,
wow.
Once you put that on social media, you just officially become a professional wedding photographer, wedding videographer, because ain't people flying you out. And that's how it all started. And this was only a year and a half ago. So me being in this room right now with all of you, I can't wait to hear your stories, because I have a plan like you guys, but you guys are living it. So I'm excited right now.
Wow, amazing. Oh my gosh. And that's how we do. We feed off one another. Albert, social media. I saw you on social media, TikTok actually. And I'm like, this dude is funny. And but you make us think as well with your content. Then I realized you're right here in South Carolina, and then I realized this dude does photography as well. How did it all start for you?
I mean, for me, coming here to Columbia, South Carolina, I was 18 years old, 19. I married. Started in law enforcement. I've been in law enforcement since 2008. I'm 31 now, so it's been a long time. So working the type of shifts that I work, photography was never on the forefront until I had kids. My son was born in 2009, and shortly after he was born, taking his 6-month photo, his 1-year photo, his fall photo. My wife at the time had a point and shoot camera from the school that was borrowed. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna use this, and I'm gonna, I'm gonna take these pictures. So I kind of figured megapixels was. I looked at what ISO was, and it was auto at the time. But I had Adobe Lightroom. No, it was Lightroom, Photoshop Elements or something like that. They came with the computer. So I uploaded a few photos, and I just started playing with colors and whatnot. And I said to myself at that point, like, I think I can do something with this. You know what I mean? So that's kind of where the passion started. So I would be on YouTube every day. I'm self-taught. So since 2009, I've just been, looking at different YouTube videos, looking at other photographers, experimenting, especially with flash photography. And when my daughter was born, it kind of took off from there, because, that's my girl. She get to dress up. She was my first model. And I was paid in hugs and kisses. You know what I mean? So moving from that, I didn't own a camera. I didn't have my own camera. I had a friend who let me borrow a T3i, I believe it was. I did my first photo shoot with the female. I got paid $50. And I was like, $50, 45 minutes. I'm like, let me do the math here. So if I do 7, I can get me a pair of shoes. You know what I mean? I can make something happen. So for me, that was a very humbling beginning. 2016 is when I purchased my first camera. I kept asking for it. Family priorities were always first. I got a credit card, and then it was like, I'm gonna do it. So I bought a camera, the Canon 6D, and that was really my bread and butter. But I rented thousands and thousands of dollars worth of equipment over the course of that time. And I did about 5 or 6 weddings, countless photo shoots, but I would rent with $300 worth of equipment just so I could make $50 back. You know what I mean? I would really overdraft to rent equipment and then try to make it back doing 3 or 4 or 5 photo shoots. So for me, it was just, by any means necessary, I want to make this a success. And recently I was able to invest into my photography. TikTok, I was able to start a nonprofit, and I've been able to do more with photography. So getting the studio for me was a big thing. I never thought about having my own space, and when the idea came to mind, it was just taking that leap, getting the LLC, and then taking off. I finally did it. Everything manifested this year. I've been doing photography forever, but I just got my LLC, and then I just, signed the paperwork to do my nonprofit, and everything happened all in the same season during the pandemic. And I felt like for my story and a lot of other people who, making changes within these last 5 months, the pandemic gave hustlers a name for themselves.
That's right.
That's where it is today. I did a wedding about a month and a half ago for a friend of mine from high school. So that's pretty much where it's at. Get the studio going. I'm gonna look for other photographers to kind of help me out, guide me. And I'm gonna learn from you guys, man. I appreciate the opportunity to speak about it.
Oh yeah, definitely. I love it. Kedrick Johnson. Now we met when I was working at Maine High School, and I'm just like, this dude is huge in this area. How did it start for you?
Man, if you could rewind the tape a little bit and take Trell's story, he got it summed up. I was doing graphics too, and I'm gonna condense it the best I can. At that time, it was me, because everybody called me Keddy, and there's another guy named Kenny from Charleston, Faison. And me and him was doing all the graphics for all the DJs. I was doing them on my side, he was doing them on his side, and then sometimes we mix sides and stuff like that. And we was making pretty good money doing that stuff, but then it kind of got saturated. It was like, well, at one time you could sell a package, $300, only pay $100 for the flyers. You made $200 for your pockets,
right?
Stuff like that. So we was doing all that for the clubs, but then eventually I got out of that, and then I went and got my camera. This is the first time I got a camera, and I bought the camera, and I was like, well, I'm gonna start taking pictures. But I was doing flyers for all the DJs and stuff. They was like, man, put that camera down, man. It was like, get you some turntables. So I'm like, all right, well, I went and got some turntables, and then I was DJing real heavy in the clubs, and like everywhere, Myrtle Beach, all kind of places. But it was just getting, it's kind of hard to say, but it was just getting, it wasn't getting too much for me, but it was just a little different. So I kind of just stopped DJing, just like cold turkey. I just stopped. I mean, I still had people asking me to do parties and all kind of stuff like that, but I just stopped, and I was like, man, really don't want to do the DJ, especially with me working. That's a lot. You DJ Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then I don't leave the club until 5 and got to be to work at 7. It was just too much. So I was like, well, what can I do to offset this money? I was like, because the DJing money was, it was great, especially with me working. So, it was free money.
Right.
I was like, well, what can I do to offset this? I was like, well, I'm gonna get back into the camera, because that's what I wanted to do anyway, because I was doing the graphics. I'm like, so if I'm doing graphics, I might as well do photography, because I could take pictures of my own models and use them on my flyers, stuff like that, just making it make sense. And, so I got the camera, and this is right when I met my now wife. I got the camera, my homeboy was like, yo, man, you want to come to karaoke? I'm like, all right, cool. So I brought the camera, I brought it out to karaoke. I started taking pictures of all of them. He was like, oh man, you kind of know what you're doing a little bit. So I posted the pictures, and then, people kind of gravitated towards it. And they was like, oh, you want to do a shoot? And just like it's like my boy said here in the middle, somebody paid me like $90 to do a shoot. So I'm doing the math. If I could do 2 or 3 of these in a day,
more for me.
If I could break it down within a weekend and get like 6 of these going, we doing something. And then so it was like that. It started getting like that, but then I started seeing like, okay, well, there's money into it, and I love taking pictures. So I was like, well, I need to take this serious. I don't want to just be taking pictures of people, just because I got a camera. I was like, let me learn my craft a little bit. So like I never went to school for it, but I did like workshops and stuff like that. And then I've always been around people, even if I haven't been what they call a big homie, I always had, you know, older people around me that, you know, that always took me in. It's just something about me. So, you know, guys in the photography world that are, you know, well-known photographers, they like, well, you know, you cool. Kind of took me under their wing a little bit, you know, showed me stuff, showed me how to use flash, showed me how to do different things like that. So, you know, I got my craft good. That's how you end up seeing me in the schools and stuff like that, because I actually, you know, knew what I was doing. And, you know, Miss Gibbons and all of them saw that I knew what I was doing. So it was like, well, we can get him to come in because, you know, he has a level of professionalism, you know, with him. And, you know, that's kind of how that happened in a nutshell. You know, like I can drag it on a little bit more, but I'm not going to drag it on too much. But, you know,
I got you.
That's kind of how that happened. You know, I bought a camera here, bought a camera there, first camera from Best Buy. You know, they just sold me on it. I don't know what kind of camera I had. I know I had a Nikon. I didn't know what it do. All I knew is I just turned it on, snap, and shooting. And that's when I learned about manual. Oh, real photographers shoot in manual. That's what they tell you. Real photographers shoot in manual. Right. Okay, well then I'm gonna shoot in manual. And once I learned manual, you know, I learned all my settings and stuff like that. Then it was just, after that, at the point, it was just reinvesting in myself. I made a little money, bought some more equipment, made a little money, bought some more equipment, made a little money, bought some more equipment. Now, I done pretty much had any camera that I wanted to buy within the last couple of years, because I know how to save my money and stuff like that. I've been able to buy it because of photography, you know.
Gotcha. That's
amazing.
No, you're fine. Each of your stories are so unique and different, even though they may be a little, hey, I did this as well, but each of them are different. That's what makes you so unique in your own way. Why do you think, this is just open question, why do you think that a lot of people go into this profession? Because I've seen it, right? You know, one day they're doing this and like, I'll pick up a camera now from Kodak and now I'm a photographer. So why do you think they go into this profession?
Quick money, and because it looks easy. That's my answer. Because initially it's either you saw it and you wanted to do it, or you saw it and you knew you can make some fast money, until you get into it and you see it's real. Like, okay, you got to know what you're doing. Like, because you can get by. You know, if you get the right camera, you can get by.
You can get by.
You know, and it's in the photography world. It's kind of to me, it's kind of a mixture, because if you got some kind of a, you know, a popular sense about you, you can get bookings. Or if you know what you're doing, you can get bookings. And if you got a little bit of both, then you can get bookings. You know, so a lot of people look at it as quick, fast money.
Gotcha.
I agree with what he said, especially since I do the classes. Because after each class, well, not after each class, but the last 30 minutes of class, I do like a business segment of it. Because I tell people you gotta have some kind of business etiquette also to run a business. So I always ask that question: what make you want to do it? They were like, well, we make a lot of money. Or I hear this a lot too: I can meet all the girls. You can, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I tell them, like, do you want people to like you because you're just doing something for the money, or do you want them because you take your time and your passion and you put it in your all? You know what I mean? Like, it be times I don't leave at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning because making sure I'm right. I want it 100% right. I don't want you to call me and say, hey, we saw this or we saw that. I want you to say, hey, I love it. I want to book you again. So like he said, a lot of people do it for the quick money and stuff.
Gotcha. And I get this a lot, even in business of self or what have you. A lot of people just come to you and say, I want this done for free or at a reduced price. What are your answers to those type of things? How do you handle those type of people?
So let me jump in quick. So I had a mentor once told me and like I said, I'm brand new to the wedding world. And it was, you know, how do you stand out? What do you do? Do you have a method to your madness? And I was telling them at first, all right, you know what? I'm gonna charge, not too expensive, but I'm gonna charge for engagement shoots. Hopefully they like it. And then from there, I can get their weddings. So then what I started realizing myself was, if the big fish is the wedding, how do I attract? So if it has to do with the love shoot, I ended up saying, all right, I can use an hour of my time to give somebody 10 to 15 images. Once I go home, I touch them up, I make them look pretty. On the strength of like a gentleman said before, hopefully they love me on the service, because it's more than just taking pictures. Anybody could take pictures, but when I start talking to you, the experience you have with me, how was I with you, even in the business etiquette, even emails, just reaching out with emails, it's important. So free to me never hurts if there's a vision behind it. Now, somebody that's getting a maternity shoot, a birthday party, I just say automatically I don't do it because like Trell said, I'm not here for the money. I'm here because I love it and I want you to love what we do. So it was long-winded, but the method to my madness is if it's an engagement shoot, I ain't got no problem doing it for free because I'm gonna make sure I kill it. I'm gonna murder it. Once I murder it, you coming back for that wedding.
I got you. I got you. You got something to say, Albert?
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. I've had people reach out and they're like, well, a friend of mine wants to get into photography. Can you point him in the right direction? And my immediate thought process is like, well, why now? Why do you want to get into photography now, right? And it just, I'm seeing so many people pop up with cameras, but it's like, when you look, it's like the most expensive camera. And like you said, you can get by with just the camera alone. And I'm like, well, and I explain it to people when, in text message or like in messages. And it's so lengthy because I'm like, well, f-stop is such and such, such and such. ISO is such and such, such and such. Well, you got to know this. You know, it is just like, it's so overwhelming. And it's for me, beauty was my thing. Capturing my children is where my love for photography came from. I don't know what a lot of people who jump right into it, you just pop up with a camera and now you're a photographer, but you see their work. I critique everybody when I see certain things because I'm like, even your iPhone photo, I'm like, that lighting could have been a little better. You know what I mean?
Right.
Oh man, I can't stand to see a bad picture. Oh
yeah, that lighting could have been a little better. But you know, for me, it's just the love for it. I've done free shoots. My first wedding, I did it for, I think I said $750 or something like that. But I spent $500 and some change in rental fees.
That might as well have been free.
Yeah, but she ended up giving me $900. Well, she gave me $1,100 just on the strength that I had 2 cameras for 8 hours. I did a good job. You feel what I'm saying? She gave me $1,100 on the strength, but she didn't know that I went damn near in debt to do that wedding, man. 8 hours of my day with 2 cameras around my neck all day. The 85, 24-70. I'm switching lenses on the go. I'm like rushing to the front. This wedding was outside. You know what I mean? In Lake Carolina.
South Carolina.
So, right. So
it's that real heat down there.
Yeah. Love what you're doing. You gotta love what you're doing. And I did it on the strength. And I'm like, from this wedding, I know it's gonna get me where I want to be. And then from there, the second wedding, third wedding, fourth wedding. But I got smarter. $1,100 starting. I got my own equipment now. So, you know, I got a little leeway as far as, you know what I mean? I can do it for you for a competitive price, but I need you to understand that this is not easy. In a one-man show, this is not easy. And I want people to respect the craft. Even if you jump into photography, like you just say you want to do it, respect the craft. Don't just throw something up without editing it, touching it up. You know, you can see spots on the backdrop. You gotta, if you're gonna do it, I say YouTube. I'm talking about, I learned so much from other people and not just on my own. I didn't know a lot of people in Colombia as far as photography. And I believe Tina Torres, she helped me get my first event. And from there, I'm like, well, dang, photos is where it's at, capturing the joy. And then my children, it just worked for me. But the love for it, you got to have love for it. You can't just jump out into it. And it's disrespectful to us. You know what I mean? When we see it, you got to have the passion.
Yeah, definitely passion.
Oh, wow.
I just want to drop a little 2 cents on that one real quick. You know, doing things for free, it's kind of hard to do things for free. You know, I do look out, you know, for certain things. Like I try not to do too much for free because at the end of the day, I still got bills to pay. You know, and people will try to hit you with the, well, you know, it's gonna be 500 people out here, and you know,
get that clout.
If you do it for free, you get the publicity and stuff like that. But to me, a lot of times that really don't mean nothing. Right. It's really all on who you. It does, but it don't. Like it just depends. All right, for instance, like Annette does an event in Manning for the breast cancer survivors. Like I do that for her because you know that's a real event, and I just tell her like, look, I'm not gonna charge you, but if you want to give me a tip, that's fine. And, you know, I end up sometimes getting more money from her than what I was going to charge her.
Wow.
But that's off the strength because, you know, I look out. But, it kind of has to offset itself. Like if it's a bunch of kids and they're trying to, you know, raise some money for something like that, then, you know, I don't mind. But if it's your granddaddy 50th wedding anniversary and all 1,000 of your cousins going to be there, I got to get
Yeah,
You need your money.
because I feel like if there's 1,000 people there, somebody got some money.
Somebody.
And sometimes I feel people are afraid to put a price on things. Like now, especially with the wedding, I know as much as you guys know, and in the New York, New Jersey area, I know weddings are expensive. So best believe, yeah, I'll give you this little hour engagement shoot on the house, but I'm gonna charge you, and there ain't no discounts. I'm gonna charge you.
Yeah, but you did the hour photo shoot, you know, for the bigger picture. And that's okay. Because I've run specials where if you book me for your wedding, I do a free engagement.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And that goes to show you, you know, once you get those engagement pictures, like you said, like bro said, you put them in Photoshop, you look at them, you correct them, you know, you smooth them out. Once they get it back, then they secure. They like, okay. If this
you're right.
You know, my wedding picture is definitely gonna be like, so, you know, it's little things you do, you know, it's always, you know, a good back end on it. Sometimes you might can get a free shoot, but we know the back end is going to be better.
Right, definitely. Troy, you have something to say?
Well, like Star 5 said, and Albert and I say Mr. School Counselor, I forgot your name, but
I didn't even know it said Mr. School Counselor on
I'm calling New York.
He's still logged in for school.
I agree with all of them. Just back in January before COVID hit and everything, I went out to Las Vegas to a photography convention. And I didn't want to hear what the guy was saying because he was like, hey, charge your worth no matter what. And when I came back, I was like, I'm going to charge my worth. I still think I undercut myself sometimes, but I was charging what I know that I know 100% I'm worth. You're going to get 100% grade A quality. And I go through a week or two where there's no one booking because they're trying to tell me you too high. Okay, that's understandable. I respect that. Everybody's not for everybody's budget.
All right.
Because that's how I shop. So, but then again, I come and I have these certain people. Well, I can say certain people. I have people come in. They don't have a problem. Hey, I'm gonna shop with you. You know, they recommend me. My goal is when I do events, if I can get 2 people to book, well, if I can get 5 to contact me, I'm gonna get 2 to book.
Mm-hmm.
You know, at the end of the day, I always been a salesman. I talk fast just like them salesmen. Hey, you know, it's claiming me that they don't know about. But I tell people all the time, you know, if you just, for example, my cheapest wedding is $1,800. That's for 4 hours. This year alone, during the pandemic, I have did 6 weddings and I have 2 more. Hopefully COVID don't shut everything back down. You know, but that's my cheapest wedding. And when I first started out, no, I wasn't charging that. Like he said, you said your first wedding was $750. Man, don't feel bad. My first wedding was $400, and I had my own equipment. So think about it. Yeah, I made $400, but it was $400. I look back now, I'm like, oh, you know. But so go get there, man. You gonna get there. It takes time.
Mm-hmm.
So these lights got my eyes watering. I ain't crying, y'all. But
nah, we see the heart, we see the sensitive. I like it.
But it takes time though. When you get that, man, it happens so fast to the point you be like, whoa, hold on, let me see what I'm doing. You think you're doing something wrong, but you're actually doing everything right. So that's all I gotta say, man. Hey, charge your worth, man. And you in the Columbia area, so I definitely understand where you're coming from with people asking for different things. I definitely understand.
Definitely. But hold those thoughts. We're going to come back. And when we come back, we're going to talk more about the business aspect of photography. We'll be right back.
Coming up, more about the business of photography. We'll be right back. The Finkley Experience is an education and consulting firm that specializes in first-generation education. We assist parents and their students with the college process. We train school administrators, and we also partner with colleges and universities to assist with their first-generation population. To learn more about our consulting firm and to purchase our book and workbook, please visit our website at thefinkleyexperience.com. Hi there, it's Finkley. Do you want to become the next guest on the Michael Finkley Show? Do you have an incredible story to inform, educate, and inspire others? Well, you can. Email us at michael@thefinkleyexperience.com and follow us on our social media platforms. See you soon.
Welcome back to the Michael Finkley Show. We are still chatting about the profession of photography with these awesome 4 photographers. And so when it comes down to the business of photography, how important is it to have a mentor?
Very.
How so?
Very important.
But it.
Well, you got it?
Well, it's very important. Unfortunately, I never had one. Like Mr. Bates said, I had to YouTube everything. The guy that got me into photography, unfortunately, I started doing it and he left. He actually went back to New York. That's why I don't like New York now. but he left me, you know what I mean? And to this day, me and him, we talk about it, and I'm like, you left me high and dry. You started me with something, and you left me. Then other photographers I reached out to, some of them straight up told me no. Some of them said, I'm not going to teach you to do something that I'm doing. You take money out of my pocket. And like, it was just, I felt like at the end of the day, I was a young Black man, not getting in trouble, trying to feed my family. I had a full-time job, but trying to find another way to feed my family. I feel like if I'm looking up to you and I'm telling you I'm looking up to you, you should feel good about that. You should not, tell me, I ain't gonna say no. I even offered to pay some people and they were like, no, we're not gonna do it. And that's why now I'm glad I could be able to teach photography, because I don't go and charge you $1,000 for 4 or 5 classes, which I could, but I don't, because what I try to reach out to is young African-American men or women. Don't get me wrong, I do deal with Caucasian men and women also, but I try to keep everybody off the streets, especially if it's something you want to do. Why not? If you ain't got a lot of money, okay, come in. As long as you working, we can work some things out, and I can be that mentor for you. Or it may be something that Mr. Bates know that I don't know, and maybe after tonight I can reach out to him and say, hey, can you help this student with this? Not only that student, can you help me? Yeah, I'm not, I don't mind being helped.
Still learning. Yeah.
Or I can reach out to Star 5 or the school counselor. Even though he's in New York, with me knowing the basis of it, it may be something he can just tell me and I already know where that's set and that. I'm like, oh, okay, I can try it now. He don't actually have to physically be here, to mentor someone. But that's why I feel like it's very important, because you can never learn too much. That's in anything in life.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Kedrick?
Having a mentor is definitely something you need in photography. Reason why I say that is because, like I said, I like Trell said, I started off on my own, and so you'll YouTube some stuff, but even on YouTube, they don't give you everything. They give you a lot. Don't get me wrong, these guys give you a lot, but if you notice, a lot of those guys on YouTube, they make money on the side from classes and stuff like that. So they give you enough to send you back to your computer or whatever, and you do what you do. But then you might notice that you still not getting the same exact result as them. So it draws you back, then they got you hooked, and you paying for some kind of class or something like that. But anyways, you definitely need a mentor, because sometimes you run into situations like, like I said, I was doing everything on my own. So when I got to a point where I thought I had it, somebody told me different, like, and this came from a mentor. He was like, well, your pictures are great, but look how that flash looks on them. And I'm like, well, what's wrong with it? Their face is all lit up. Everything is good. They was like, well, look at all the hot spots you got on them. And that's something I never noticed. Like I never noticed that. And when they said it, my eyes was like, I was like, wow, So you always got to have somebody that's a little bit above you if you're lucky. What I'm saying? I've been lucky that'll kind of show you these little things. I still run into stuff from time to time, and I got plenty of people, that's in the photography business that's like well known, 100K subscribers and stuff like that. And all I got to do is just send them a quick message, and they'll tell me what I need to do. So it's always good to have that person in your corner. And these people that charge $5,000 for classes, and stuff like that. So it's always good to have somebody under, just like Trell said. You want to try to look out for certain people, especially some of the younger people. I took a little girl up under my wings not too long ago, and now she's making money. you know, but she was passionate about it. Like she just didn't come to me, because you have some people that come to you, pick your brain for your knowledge, and you feel some kind of compassion for them, so you share news with them, and then they'll leave, and you don't never hear from them again.
Right.
You know, so they done took your knowledge and they out here running with it like they created it. And then you have some people that come to you and get your knowledge, and then, you know, they really like they show love, like they want to take pictures of you and your family, like they want to come along, tag along. They don't want to charge you nothing. Like, I'll second shoot at your wedding. I ain't gonna charge you nothing. And then when they do, you try to give them some money, you know, like they turn it down, you know, stuff like that. So it's always good to have a mentor, because a mentor take you a very long way, very long way. I wouldn't be where I'm at now, you know, as far as my photo skills and stuff like that, without a mentor. I didn't do it by myself.
And Star 5 definitely hit a good point when he said, you know, I got close friends, I got close family. They'll see a picture that I think I did good at, and to them, it's amazing. But I show my mentor, and he critiques the fire out of it, where I go, wow. And it's like, listen, he has years of experience. I have no problem listening to that opinion, or I guess that criticism, because everybody's going to give you an opinion. I mean, you know, I like to say photos are subjective. Everybody's going to give me an opinion. If I got friends and family telling me your work is amazing, I might get complacent and then just stay there and go, I don't need to grow no more. And then the other piece with what Trell said, so it's things like I focus right now on Black and brown love. Like that's my thing. I say Black and brown love, that's real love. Why are we not being showed in magazines, you know, with in contrary to what we see with the thin mint, maybe the Caucasian bride? I'm just not cool with that. We need to show what we look like as well. So when I hear people say, I don't want to share my secrets, it's a shame, because for example, in the wedding industry, it's a $64 billion industry. I don't need $64 billion. I'm just trying to get a sprinkle. I don't need much. So when people got all this information to share, and then they just kind of insecure with it and don't want to share, it hurts. It really hurts, because like Albert said before, is you don't respect the profession then if you're not trying to help someone else.
And I'm the same way with it as far as having a mentor. A good friend of mine, Sean Evans, in Charleston area. When I met him, we were doing It Works, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, yeah, man, you know, get on social media, do this, that, and the third. I was giving him the information that I had with, you know, social media marketing, multimedia marketing. I was giving him the knowledge that I had so that he could thrive. And then boom, he turned around, leave corporate, you know, Verizon Wireless, and then he picks up a camera. And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, you into photography? And he took off. I'm talking about he retired, he over 40, you know what I'm saying? Got a daughter and all that. He left his job, he went in full time, and I saw him grow with Sony. I'm a Canon shooter, but I saw him grow into flash photography. He picked my brain, I give him the knowledge, and then boom, he got new flashes, and he done put together a whole collection of work. And I'm borderline jealous. But if I contact him and I say, hey man, what's the pole that you put your flash on? Like, I can't find it. Man, yeah, boom, this the link. Man, yeah, I just got a new gaming computer to do my editing on. Yeah, man, I'm thinking of getting one. Boom, this is the one I got, open box. He didn't have to do that, you know, but I got the computer that I have to do my editing on the strength of his suggestion. You know what I'm saying? My man, Ty Will. He cuts hair on the side as well, but then photography, I pick his brain. I look at his photos like, dang, I wonder how he lit the photo. Let me look at the catch light. He like, yeah, man, this is how I did it. You know, this is where I set my light up, and this is how much I charge for a wedding. You know, upcharging, upselling, doing your photo album. I would have never known any of that. You feel what I'm saying? The leather album, man, it might cost $250, but you can charge $4.99 for it. Who knew? You know, who knew? So a mentor is extremely important, and sharing the knowledge, man, is so much. I got my own style, but my first style of editing was more contrasty, dark, grungy kind of, you know what I mean? I wanted the details to stand out, but every photo can't look like that. And it took somebody saying, hey, you know, take it easy on the you know what I'm saying? I'm like, well,
with the black circle around your picture.
Yeah, I had a whole, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would shoot just because I knew I was going to vignette that thing. You know what I mean?
With the vignette around it.
Yeah. out, you know what I mean? But it took me learning, dial back and be more subtle, but you know what I'm saying, brighten the eyes, learn some more, tricks for Photoshop and Adobe Lightroom. I had no idea. Somebody gave me Lightroom on a jump drive. I would have never known anything about Lightroom. I got Lightroom on a jump drive. I wasn't even supposed to have it. And where I started my editing, Photoshop, Adobe Lightroom, that's where I started. And now I got the creative suite. I buy it, you know what I mean? But I can give what I know to other people if they come to me and ask. But again, you got to be passionate about it. Don't just come and think you finna jump into it with a camera. Oh, me and my camera. Come on now, it takes a little more than that.
Yeah. Remember when you first did the black circle and then you found out you can do the white circle?
It's over. It's over.
Hey, bro, hold on. You can take it to Photoshop and you can change the colors to whatever you want to.
Oh, you was brown. Yo, you was hitting that brown heavy.
I could not. Oh man. But a lot of you, we talked about the aspect of gaining money. But could you tell the viewers also, if you're comfortable in telling us when you first started, how much did you lose? Because we look at the positive at times, which is great, but we have to sacrifice to get to that. So how much did you actually lose when you first started doing this and starting your own businesses? Just to
let somebody else go first.
I don't know. Let me go to borrowlens.com real quick, and I'm gonna just give you some prices from those years, and then just give.
I'll go ahead and say mine. When I first started, for one, I broke my first camera with no insurance. So I mean, and I had to get that. But on top of that, the biggest thing I lost, which is my wife now, but I almost lost her because I was so passionate about it to the point of I wasn't giving her no time. I knew I wasn't doing these things, but it was something I liked doing. And I was like, if she, and you hear everybody say, if she for you, she gonna support you. Not saying she wasn't supporting me, but the thing was she was supporting me, but I wasn't giving her no support.
That's right.
I wasn't giving her the man that she wanted me to be, that I was supposed to be. I ain't gonna say that she wanted me to be. So I tell people that's why I take a lot of pride in what I do, because I almost lost my whole family over it. And she's still here. She see what, to this day, she tell me, I see what you was working towards, and the thing is, I look at her today, I say, hey, I'm happy that we made it. I wish that it wouldn't have went the way it went, but we still made it through. So I know you are the one that's here for me. So that's my biggest thing, because I tell you can't put a price tag on it.
Mm-hmm. Definitely can't put a price tag on it.
You know what I mean? I have lost money this year with the studio. Like I said, I done had 2 months where I probably did 3 shoots. That's hurtful when I quit my job, and I quit it all of a sudden. I went to lunch one day and I never went back. So I can't go back. And I was there now. So that's what I lost. That's one of the biggest things that I ain't gonna say I lost, but I almost lost, and I had to rebuild from.
Gotcha.
You can't put a price on that.
Yeah, you definitely can't put a price on that. Because you just get caught up in them shoots sometimes, like especially when you're doing your own shoot. Like when you're doing shoot for money, all right, it's an hour and a half tops, then you out. But when you're doing your own shoot, man, you be out there 3-4 hours.
Absolutely, I gotta get that shot.
Easy, especially if it's a group of y'all. Don't let all 4 of us go out right now. We be going all day.
I'll lose my girl.
Somebody got to give me a couch.
Oh,
you got that list pulled up?
Yeah. Woo. All right. So, we'll go back to, let's say, April 8th, 2015. $649. I believe that was the wedding.
I'm gonna add it up for you. Hold on one second.
You ready?
Yeah, you said 649, right?
49.
All right.
201. 164. 164. 85. 390. 405.
Wow.
200.
These are real numbers.
You know what I'm saying? And I ain't even gotten to 2016 yet.
That's 20. That's 2258 right there.
Yeah. So what for me, I wanted to get the newest lens. I wanted to get the newest lens to see what I could do. I started with the Nifty 50, that 50 millimeter, $99 lens. But I was like, if I can do this with, you know, and this beautiful background, taking a picture of my daughter, you see her beautiful brown eyes. I'm like, if I get that 50 millimeter, if I get the 85 millimeter, if I'm able to get the 1.2, if I'm able to finally get a 24 to 70, like that was my dream. I'm like, what kind of camera that is? And
that's the ego lens. That's the ego lens.
And I said, what kind of lens is that? And when he told me, I said, man, how much that cost? He said, man, it's about the price of a car. I was like, word. And this is what was his name? I believe it's Alvin was his name, heavyset fellow. He did my the maternity shoot with me, the wife, and the kids. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, I just inquired, you know, how much was that lens? He said, man, all together, it's about the price of a car. And I was like, wow. But I wasn't into photography then, really. You know, I was like, wow, okay, all right. You know what I mean? But I had to lose that and to make me appreciate it. I appreciate it now. So if I make $200, if I make $300, I mean, I appreciate it. I look at where I came from. I'm spending almost $600-700 of money that I ain't got. And I'm trying to, you know, I do your photo shoot for 50. I do your photo shoot for 25. Hey, I do it for 75. Hey, you got an event. All right, I got 2 hours for 100. Boom, I'd have made the money back, but look how much work I had to put out. But then look at what I was able to do with it. You know, I could advertise a photo. I could make a flyer from this photo shoot. So it worked out, but I really had to like lose money, you know, and not eat and figure out some photo shoots. Damn near big, you know, for clients. But it made me humble myself and then get smarter with it. Like the free photo shoot, you're beautiful. I'm gonna take your photos. I'm gonna let you have them. But then you gonna post them. Who took the photo? Make sure you tag me in that. Make sure you give me the. I'm gonna post it. I'm gonna use it as a flyer. You know, I'm gonna use this photo for my next, you know, flyer for promotion. Yeah, that's cool. And it went from there. You know, it worked out.
You gain in the long run.
Yeah, it worked out. You know, I wouldn't go back to 2015. That's for sure. You know,
man,
I can't go this. I can't lose 640. You know, just to do a shoot. You know what I mean? But to me, it was worth it. You know, it was worth it.
Yeah.
With the major losses, I don't think I really took a whole bunch of losses when it came to the photography side, because everything I bought, I pretty much used and made the money back for it. There's been 1 or 2 times where I bought stuff that I didn't need to buy because I didn't. And that's when it goes back into having a mentor. Like I bought studio lights for video and was using them for photography when I first got them. You know, that's not something I really needed as a photographer. I mean, it helped. You know, if I was in a dark spot, I can, you know, take 2 panels out and hook them up somewhere with the battery pack, but I could have just bought a flash, you know, and that's because I didn't know no better. That's when the mentor thing followed. The only time I felt like I probably lost money is when I bought all that Sony equipment, because I don't like Sony. I don't like the way the colors render in their files. And I bought a lot of Sony equipment just because I wanted to jump on the bandwagon, you know, ride the Sony fanboy train. And like I sold all of it back. I sold everything.
Wow.
You know, I didn't get as much back that I bought the stuff for, because if you buy a camera for $3,000, as soon as you open the box, you know, it shoots down to 23, and there's always somebody telling you, well, I can buy it off of eBay for 22, you know. So but that's probably the only time I've said I've lost anything. Just buying stuff you don't need. I made my money back off of it, but sometimes it just sit. Like those panels I got, I only pull them out now when it's a storm. Like when we get those hurricane season come and the lights go out, I got 3 LEDs, you know, around the house.
Oh man, Nelson.
I'm getting my money out of mine.
So it's funny. Star 5 took the words out of my mouth when he said, "Thank God for the mentor," because I didn't take that many losses either. Being that, and you know, since I have a partner in the game, so he's a Sony man. I'm a Nike man. I'm a Nikon man. He does the videos. I do the photos. where we got real lucky was when my mentor told me, master what you have, build for what you have, and then you'll make the money. So we've always, I feel like I don't know if I want to say we've always been in the green, but we kind of have always been in the green because the only things we bought were at the very beginning was the bodies with the basic lenses, and we took it from there. And like, fellas, I'm not kidding when I say my first 3 weddings were destination weddings, but they were free. So now you just got to get us out there. Just fly us out, put us in a hotel, and the stuff that we have, the basic cameras that we have, we're going to kill this wedding. They don't know. I always like to say, you know, clients, they just want their work. They don't care what camera you got. They don't care what lens you got. That's more like an ego thing for us talking. Oh, what you got? I got the 15 to 35, 1.2. Oh, wow. Clients don't care. Listen, man, just give me my work and make sure it looks pretty. Right. So thank God for the mentor that told me, don't spend your money on that. If anything, spend it on ads and helping your business grow over spending it until you need to spend it. So we've been fortunate with that.
Gotcha. And I love the words y'all use because, you know, as you talk about them, this profession is universal, you know, and as you talk about this profession that you love so much, that passion comes out. It truly comes out. And as Albert said, you have to have a passion for this. You know, don't start this and just give the client whatever because they're paying good money, you know, so you have to have something that is tangible for them to remember. You're capturing memories. All right, you're definitely capturing memories. Final words. I want to hear from each of you. What would you say to someone that is trying to go into this profession, and then also to leave us with your social media platforms? Let's start with Nelson.
Don't stop learning. Give it everything you have with passion, with everything, because you don't know who you're gonna meet, you don't know who you're gonna run into, and it's okay to fail. You're gonna fall. People aren't gonna always love your work. If 9 out of 10 love your prices, that means you're not charging right. You need to charge higher. So there's always something to learn in this world of photography and videography. So keep at it, find a mentor, speak to people, and work on other skills. So work on the skills of learning how to talk to people, learning how to write emails, because that's half the battle as well.
Gotcha. And social media, how can they find you on social media?
I'm sorry. You guys can find me at us2u_digital_studio. So us2u digital studios. And like I said before, our hashtag is let us do it. So getting married, let us do it. Bending the knee, let us do it. So anything that has to do with love and capturing, let us do it. Thank you.
I love it. Albert.
For me, anybody trying to get into it, definitely find a mentor, as we spoke about earlier. I have about 3 or 4, camera bodies right now. I don't use my 6D anymore, which is what I started with. So if you need a mentor, you might want to, start talking now, get your talking game up. You come at me the right way. I mean, my 6D is yours. And when you watch this, if you want to get into photography, my Canon 6D, which was 2012, it got a lot of work for me done up until 2020. So it's still a relevant body. So definitely get you a mentor. You might have some equipment they may be wanting to get rid of, give you some suggestions. Don't go out, spend all your money on the flyest equipment, because you can get a camera that was made in 2000, a decent lens, understand editing, lighting, and you can make magic still, because your photos will have a rustic look to it, a unique look that for 12 years, 13, 14 years, nobody's been able to do. You can do something different, change the game. Social media, you can find me on Instagram, ARBATES Photography, all one word. You can find me on Facebook, ARBATES Photography. Type it in however you see fit. You can hashtag Officer Bates. You'll find me there somewhere on all platforms. I'm pretty much everywhere, man. I kind of mastered the social media marketing and just being relevant and staying in the limelight, and that's been proven beneficial. So keep putting out work, whether it be a photo or a positive message. Somebody every day will see you, and something that you do or say will resonate with them. And you never know, you get that call and say, hey, man, I got to shoot. you're the first person I thought of. So that's happened plenty of times for me.
Wow, amazing. Kedrick.
Just like the other two brothers said, man, mentor. It don't hurt to try to get under somebody's wing, even if you're not under them all the time. At least have somebody you can go to. And sometimes I know this might sound crazy, but it don't even hurt to pay for a mentor, like initially. Like for me, I do the workshops and stuff. You do a workshop one time with me, that lets me know you're serious. And after that, I pretty much got your back the whole way, because I know whatever money you gave me for the workshop, that probably was hard earned money. So that keeps the window open for me. If you need to call me about anything, you're in a tight situation, you might need to know how to get this shot. If I know it, I'm gonna tell you.
Yep.
And if I'm close enough, I'm gonna come out and help you.
Amazing. Wow.
Different things like, it don't bother me. I had to kind of start charging for some of that mentorship. Because like I say, sometimes people run with it, but
yeah,
it ain't much. But like I say, once I'm in your corner, I'm in your corner. You're not gonna go wrong. If it's something I don't know, I can ask somebody. Put it like that. I got a lot of resources.
Right.
And buy all the expensive gear you can buy. Just buy it all. If it costs $5,000, get it. Don't matter what. No, I was messing with you. I was messing. But yeah, just have your mentor, man, and if somebody feel like you serious about it, any one of these guys, if they feel like you serious about it, we'll do what we can do for you.
Gotcha. How can they find you on social media?
It's pretty much Star5 Photo on everything. I just try to keep it real simple. STAR, the number 5 photo.
Okay.
Definitely find me on Instagram with that, and Facebook. I'm only 2 platforms. I don't do Twitter and all that stuff. I'm getting a little older.
I got you.
I might bring my MySpace page back.
Whoa, see, you don't take it way back. See, and I'm losing you.
Pull it back up, man. Make a mixtape. Put it out there.
What in the world? Trell.
All right. As everybody said, the main thing, if you're passionate about it, don't quit. I mean, you're gonna have your hard days, you're gonna have your stressful days, you're gonna have your happy days. So I just tell everyone, also keep a business mindset. If you keep that, that's gonna take you a long way also, because now we don't have a lot of people with a business mindset. And when I say that, I mean, your social media is being looked at in all aspects, not just as people seeing your pictures. You can have people looking at it and saying, do I want to work with this guy or this lady? Just because of if you always got something negative on there, nobody don't want to work with you. Like, while these guys are talking, I went on their social media. I love their work, but if I was to go on their social media and I see them always flashing guns or calling each other words that we should not be calling, I'm like, nah, because I try to keep myself from it. I'm not saying I'm better than you. It's just that I try to keep myself out of trouble. So,
right.
So I tell people that watch what you put on social media, things of that nature. Watch what you do out in public, and learn to network. We as the African American community, we don't want to tell no one how we did this, how we did that. Hey, they make more money than we can spend in this world.
Right.
So why not tell the next person so they can help make it? If they gave us all the money in the world right now, we couldn't do nothing, but we think we can do it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the biggest thing. Network. I mean, my goal is to work with all 3 of you guys. I actually be in New York next month, so I don't want no excuse, Mr. School Counselor. The other 2 guys, I was in Manning yesterday at the courthouse doing photos. Mr. Albert, you right down the road from me, so no excuse for us to link up. So I love networking. I come to y'all studios, y'all in this area, y'all welcome to my studio. Mr. Finkley done been in my studio, he know. I treat you like you're at home. And one thing I'm gonna have is food. I love to eat, so we're gonna have.
Oh man, that's my man right there.
Oh gosh.
But yeah, y'all, I'm on a serious note. I just tell people don't give up, because I never thought I'd be 30 years old with my own business. I I guess I haven't worked since January. And so far, me and my family, we haven't went lacking for anything. Thank the Lord. You know, and I just shot a commercial for my business last month, which will be airing next week. So you all can view that on social media. Facebook is Fully Fat Designs and Images. On Instagram, it's just Fully Fat Images. They wouldn't let me put designs in it. So it's Fully Fat Images on that. And I also have a website, which is fullyfatimages.com. I like to get, after this, I would like to share actually contact numbers with you all, because I know how social media, I don't check mine all the time either, so don't feel bad. Y'all. But I love to network with y'all. Maybe we can put together something, you know, even if it's just for the youth, something like that, you know.
Yeah.
Y'all can let
this community, I tell you, y'all heard from four of the best in the profession. These are experts in the field. Please follow their social media platforms. They're in the description below. Albert, Kedrick, Nelson, Trell, thank you so much for being on and sharing your wisdom, your stories. I know that someone was touched out there. They're wanting to go in this profession. So thank you. Continue to share, continue to grow, and we here at the Michael Finkley Show wish you all the success. Thank you so much for being on.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
On the next Michael Finkley, it's Talk Show Host Wednesday. We have Nicole Everett with Conversations with Nicole. And we also have Rajan Lewis with Real Talk with Rajan to talk about their platforms and how they're making a difference in the world today. Don't you dare miss the next Michael Finkley.
Everybody, welcome back. So, you know, I'm going to ask you, what did you learn? What did you learn on today's show? I hope you learned a lot, especially you trying to get into the profession of photography. You know, this was a wealth of information. Thank you so much, Trell. Thank you so much, Nelson. Thank you so much, Albert. And thank you so much, Kedrick, for being on the show today. And I'm telling you, these brothers have never met before. They've never met before. Nelson is in the New Jersey, New York area, and Trell and Albert and Kedrick are here in South Carolina. And I tell you, like I said, they never met before, but this was their first time meeting. It was just so fun to see the collaboration. Even though they've never met before, but they're in the same industry. They're in the same industry, and that is the same language for them. It was just amazing to see how they connected, how they plan to collaborate in the future. And again, if you're wanting to go into this field, one word that I left with from them is passion. You have to have a passion for it, you know, because not only are you representing yourself, but you're representing the persons that you film. You are capturing memories. So again, thank you for your words. Thank you for your wisdom. And again, all the success to all four of you in the future. Thank you so much. On the next Michael Finkley, we have Terrence Seegers with us. Now, he has his very own promotional products company out of Texas, and he's talking about his journey and how that came to fruition. So we're excited for that on Monday. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel at The Michael Finkley Show and ring that bell for notification. We'll see you in emails saying, hey, new content is uploaded. If you'd love to be a guest on The Michael Finkley Show, please email us at michael@thefinkleyexperience.com. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend. And guess what? We'll see you Monday. Have a good one.